Okay, so they're spending a ton of cash on this terrorization of me, this federal terrorization routine. I mean, private security companies come in when the cops refuse and all this stuff, right? So it's like, who's spending all this money and all this cash? Well, I'm going to tell you who it is. So I'll tell you, I had this Twitter blog, and it really spoke out against LGBTQ agenda in the schools about, teaching 5-year-olds how to be a little boy when you're a little girl, and about homosexual relationships, because they're basically trying to molest them in the schools. So, and that's from the federal government. Those are orders straight from the federal government. So I really freaked out because I knew what they were doing, because they did it to my dad. You know what I mean? Like, they turned him into a transgender, and he was the most screwed up individual. I felt so bad for him. He couldn't go out without having he couldn't. He told me that he couldn't be my father. He couldn't know me because I reminded him of the man he used to be. I mean, it just destroys families, and he committed suicide, and so I know for a fact that it's just, nothing to be glorified. If anything, you have compassion, and, you just kind of leave it alone, but you certainly don't say this is how you should be to a 5-year-old. So I really freaked out about that. And I also freaked out about the fact that they did gay marriage. Now, it wasn't the marriage so much. It was the fact that they told God that he was wrong. That they said, you know what, God, we're going to come into your church and we're going to make you marry us whether you want to or not, okay? I would have the same reaction if they all of a sudden said lying was great or adultery was wonderful. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't have anything to do with the sin, it's just, a sin, so sin isn't to be glorified. So that was really like my bottom line. So anyways, my daughter was kidnapped in Ohio, right, by like some, by the governor and Mike DeWine, and who's big buddies with Ron O'Brien, the DA of Columbus, and Mike's son, Patrick DeWine, is in the Supreme Court. So I did all these grievances to the Supreme Court, showing all the fraudulent files that they gave me in court, and all the fake diagnosis, and all the fake charges that I had evidence were fake, and they denied every single one in the Supreme Court for his dad. Patrick denied it for his dad, right? Because it's all a circle, right? That's why they put everyone in families and everything like that, so that way everyone will cover for each other. There's like huge cover-ups going on. So guess who's big buddies with DeWine? Donald Trump. Yep. So, I mean, who else would spend this kind of money to stalk me, to go to the dollar store, to put poison in my laundry, to screw up my face? I mean, just like deliberately nasty things when I haven't done anything. You know what I mean? Going on 2 years now, all right? So I know the Trump administration is very, very, very heavily involved. Absolutely. The guy is a total thug. Like, you can tell he like came from like New York Mafia. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.